YouTube channel. Please forgive my voice if I sound a little congested. I'm having some allergy issues, but I still wanted to get this video done and out. So this is part 3 of my video series on how I take care of my hair, or basically my hair growth and care regimen. And this video focuses on deep conditioning. So first of all, why is it important to deep condition? I'm just going to speak to myself personally. When I first decided to really try and grow my hair long, my hair wasn't severely damaged, but I would say that it had been neglected some. Not because I wasn't trying to care for my hair, but because there were some things that I just did not know. My ends were kind of rough, not necessarily to the point that they all needed to be cut off, and I didn't really realize it, but my hair was actually somewhat dry, even though I thought I was moisturizing it properly. Adding conditioning, or regular deep conditioning, more importantly, to my routine really turned my hair around, and I think it's one of the reasons I was able to retain more length and see more progress. So for me, the reason I deep condition is because it makes such a difference in the way my hair looks and feels and my ability to retain length. Particularly, I find that my hair is much more moisturized during the week when I deep condition. On those days where I try and skip, my wash day and don't deep condition, I just try to do maybe a quick conditioning or not at all. I can tell the difference. I've read different articles that say deep conditioning doesn't really matter. It doesn't help your hair. I beg to differ. For me personally, it really has made a difference in my hair. You may not necessarily need to leave it on forever. I won't argue with that. I don't think that leaving it on for a very long time always necessarily makes it work better. But deep conditioning does make a difference. I deep condition after every wash. There have been a few times within the past few years that I've skipped on my deep conditioning. I could tell you I paid for it. I could tell the difference. But typically, after every wash, I deep condition. And by deep condition, I mean I leave the conditioner on for at least, for me, I find that I like to leave it on at least 10 minutes. Unless it's some special treatment that tells me to leave it on less time and I'm worried about leaving it in my hair longer. At least 10 minutes. Typically, I leave it on for at least 20 minutes up to an hour, and I apply some type of heat. That can either be a plastic cap with a towel. If I use that method, I leave the conditioner on longer. Like, I'll put it on and I'll go around the house and do other stuff. If I'm going to use a heat source, I do have a hooded dryer, then I leave it on less time, maybe 10 minutes, and sit under the dryer 5 to 10 minutes. So I encourage you to follow the instructions on your conditioner, but as you get to know your different products, there are some products that I leave on longer than what is recommended because I find that my hair needs that. What types of ingredients to look for in a conditioner? Now, that can be hard to say. It depends on what you're needing in that particular conditioner, but I will share with you what I think is important in a conditioner. Well, I'll tell you what I stay away from. That might be the easiest. First of all, if a product is just full of water and silicones, that's just all the top 5, 6, 7 ingredients, probably not going to make a good deep conditioner for me or for most naturals, unless it's something you're using maybe right before you detangle and straighten your hair if you want to flat iron it or something. But as a regular deep conditioner, typically that's going to lead to buildup and dryness. If a product has petroleum, mineral oil high up on the list, like as a first or second, or even I would say third ingredient, I tend to leave it alone. If it's lower down on the list, I'll go ahead and use it. But as one of the first 3 ingredients, I tend to stay away from it because what I find is that my hair will feel kind of slick and soft right after, but not exactly moisturized. So what do I look for? First of all, a humectant is important in a good moisturizing conditioner. And most naturals I know tend to deal with dryness. A humectant is basically something that attracts moisture to the hair. I find that my hair does good with conditioners that have glycol. If you see that on the end of the word, that's typically a humectant from what I know. Particularly propylene glycol. I know it's gotten some negative things have been said about in terms of, how it can affect your health. But personally, I've read enough about it that I feel pretty comfortable with just using it on my hair. Also, glycerin in my conditioners tends to work pretty well. So those are two things that I look for, other humectants, and I will post some other humectants on my website so you can see them. But those two I find work well for my hair. Also, a good quality oil. So rather than mineral oil, oils that are easily absorbed, like olive oil and coconut oil, especially when heat is applied, those tend to absorb pretty well. I also look for other ingredients that I know help my hair with strengthening and detangling, like silk amino acids or some of the lighter proteins like wheat protein. My hair tends to respond pretty well to that. If your hair is feeling weak and needs to be strengthened, you may want to look for a conditioner that has more protein in it than a moisture focus, because that will help build up your hair. I know when I'm needing my hair strengthened, I tend to use Afro-G 2-minute reconstructor. I also have the henna treatment that I do sometimes, which I've already posted. You can go back and view that video. I'll put a link in the description box. When I was first trying to reach my hair goals, I did have, I had neglected my hair like I mentioned, so I actually deep conditioned twice a week. And you can't always expect to see results right away, especially if you've been neglecting your hair. I think that's one mistake people make. They'll try conditioner once and say, oh, this didn't do anything for my hair. You may need to give it a couple of tries before you see how well it really works. Now, if it makes your hair feel weird or heavy, or you just really don't like how your hair responds, then don't keep using it. But your hair may not turn around just from one deep conditioning treatment. You may need to do it multiple times. One conditioner I used quite a bit when I was first growing my hair out was this olive oil replenishing pack by Organic Root Stimulator. And I still use this every now and then. It's more like a reconstructor. It helps rebuild the hair while also moisturizing. I think it's a nice balanced deep conditioner because it gives moisture and it strengthens the hair, and it has some pretty good quality ingredients. Which brings me to my next question. How do you choose, I guess, what type of conditioner to use? It depends on your hair, so you have to see what your hair is in need of. If your hair is feeling really dry, you may want to focus on a moisturizing conditioner. If your hair is feeling weak and seems to be breaking a lot, but it doesn't exactly feel dry, maybe you need protein or something that has both of those in there. When my hair is mostly, it's feeling pretty normal, I tend to use my Hair Beta Moist 24/7. If you follow me, you've heard me talk about this a lot. It's just a pretty good, it's a light conditioner. My hair absorbs it well. So in general, I find this to be a good conditioner for my regular every 2-week washings. Now, I have more conditioners than I can even talk about. I tend to use things like reconstructors, depending on how my hair feels. So if my hair is feeling kind of weak, I may pull out something like this olive oil replenishing pack or Afro-G 2-minute. I'm actually all out of that, but that's a good protein conditioner to use. Another question I get is about silicones. Is it okay to use deep conditioners with silicones? Personally, I don't see a problem with that as long as it's just not like a conditioner that's full of nothing but silicones. I think silicones, depending on how you use them, actually can be helpful because they can help with breakage because they enable you to detangle easier and coat the hair shaft. Now, if you're using them on a regular basis, like every other day, or you're using them in your conditioner as well as in your moisturizer and your shampoo, you can end up with buildup and dryness and a lot of problems. If you're a conditioner only washer, you probably want to stay away from silicones. Now, this Silk Elements is one of the conditioners I use regularly that does have silicones. I tend to use silicones before I straighten my hair because they help protect and they help detangle. Now, another special treatment that I use, is not something that I use frequently, but it's something I like to keep on hand, is this Joico K-Pack Moisturizing Conditioner. I really like this. They call it an intense hydrator, but it also actually has quite a bit of protein. It has glycerin, it has fatty acids in it, which also help moisturize the hair. But then it has keratin in it pretty high up on the list. So it strengthens and moisturizes, and I find that it helps bring back my hair to a good balance in terms of the pH. It's on the acidic side. So the Joico line I find is really good. Actually, for making reconstructing products, especially if your hair is damaged. You might want to give these products a try. Now, they're not cheap. They do cost a bit, so this product is something that I kind of keep on hand when I feel I really need it. It's not something that I use every other week because I go through a lot of conditioner. I really use a lot, but it may be worth it, especially to get your hair back into shape. I recommend their products quite a bit. I've tried some other ones, but this is the only one I have on hand now. Okay, so when you're applying the conditioner, it's up to you. If you chose to wash your hair in braids or twists, you could take them out and apply it. Apply the conditioner to each section one at a time and re-braid it or retwist it. Or you can do what I do most of the time, which is apply it. Oops, the new bottle. Which is apply it directly to the braid or twist. And I'm not stingy with my conditioner. I concentrate on the ends and work my way up. And if you choose to apply the conditioner while your hair is braided, what you have to be mindful of is making sure you use your fingers to get in there if you did bigger braids or twists. If they're smaller, you may not have to worry about that as much, but that's the reason why I like using big braids or twists, because I can actually fit my finger in there and rub the conditioner down in there. Same thing I can do like this and get the conditioner in that part of my hair. I try not to get the conditioner on my scalp because my scalp is really not, doesn't do well with a lot of product on it. But if you haven't tried deep conditioning and you feel like you're struggling with your hair, I really encourage you to give it a try. You may hear people or read other things that say, you know, it doesn't really make a difference, it doesn't work. Well, you have to try it for yourself and see what works for you, because I can say that I feel that it really has made a difference in my hair routine and my ability to retain length.